Which is bigger, one 6-inch pipe or two 4-inch pipes?
Hey, good morning. Chuck here with Apple Drains. Today we're draining a very large area. And take a look, you can kind of see how much water is coming down. This is the neighbor's yard coming towards us. And there's so much water coming down this hill from the backyard. And we need to send this all the way out to the street. It's a little over 300 feet from where I'm standing out to the curb. So the question is, should you use two 4-inch pipes or should you use one 6-inch pipe? There is so much water coming down here. You would think that two 4-inch pipes would be equivalent to 8-inch, much larger than 6-inch, but it's not. During a big event rainfall, the two 4-inch pipes only fill up about halfway, so really it's still only a 4-inch pipe. Running 6-inch pipe is much better and moves a much larger volume of water. 6-inch pipe costs a whole lot more than 4-inch pipe, but it is well worth to put 6-inch pipe when you're trying to move so much water. 6-inch pipe moves more water than two 4-inch pipes, guaranteed. Years ago, I would try to put 2 or 3 4-inch pipes in the same trench, trying to move so much water. And yeah, it worked, but I found out that 6-inch pipe is a much better and more cost-effective way to move that water. So it is 6:30 a.m. We are unloading the trailer. I'd say it'll take us about 5 hours to install this 6-inch line. It's a little bit more work to install 6-inch than it is just to run, 4-inch pipe, but it is well worth it. And I promise you that this will work 100% guaranteed, just like all of our jobs. I really hope that you watch how to do this. Watch the whole video. Learn how to do this and save thousands of dollars. You'll learn how to hook up that 12 by 12 and attach the 6-inch line directly to the 12 by 12. This is a really easy process, but you need to see how to do this to understand it. With every video, we show a different job, and we install every day, so we show you a different system every day, and hopefully that you watch these videos and learn you can do this yourself. In this video, we're going to show you how to solve that flooding from all those neighbors' properties, collect the water, add catch basins, add the downspouts, how to cut the sidewalk, how to cut the curb. There is so much here. Take a look. We start by trenching a long line. This is the discharge from way back in the back, 300 feet from here. This is going to be a 6-inch pipe, and we need to have a trench wide enough for that to do so. To keep our fall, once it gets out here, we need to come over by the driveway for the discharge, so the line turns and runs to the driveway. And you can see where I've already made that line trench deeper and wider using the trencher. You could also use a shovel, but it's much easier to use the trencher if you've rented one or if you own one, to just come back through the second pass, and pull that trencher, widen your trench. We're going to use a lot of that excess soil to mound it up back here in the back and force that water into the trench. The line will start with a large catch basin at the low spot where that V from the neighbor's yard, the gully, and from this customer's yard comes together right here. All the water drains to that point. We need to catch that water directly.
Okay, so we've almost got this trench done. We've got about 40 feet more to go. Guys are pulling the trencher. You can see the path that we're going to follow, where the customer had dug a small trench, but it doesn't work like that. We're going to come right back to here and put a 12 by 12 basin down in the ground, and that takes all this water from back here in the back. We'll send it all the way out to the street.
What we're doing now is making the second pass with the trencher. Notice it's only 5 inch wide with a single pass. So we need to go again to make this 8 inches wide to lay our 6-inch pipe. This takes a little bit longer, but once we finish the trench, we'll clean out that excess debris that's dropping down, put it off to the side. We'll haul a lot of that soil away, but we'll also keep a mound there, forcing that water as it comes from that neighbor's property over to this area. It will drop into our catch basins and be carried away. Notice how the trencher is widening our trench. That boom, that chain, is cutting the second portion of that trench. We need to be 8 inches wide in order to lay a 6-inch pipe. So we take our time, we go relatively slow, and it will widen this trench, and it will be perfect. We'll be able to remove the soil and lay that pipe. Remember, it comes in a 100-foot roll. So you've got to roll it out, lay it down, and then soon we'll install the catch basins. We will be installing 4 12x12 catch basins to collect this water. When you install your catch basin, make sure that it's deep enough to collect the water. Notice, you can see we're actually creating a bowl around the catch basin. This will allow that water to drop directly into the basin and be carried away. So many times we see catch basins that have been installed that are a few inches above the low spot. And of course, it does work when it floods, but it's not really collecting all the water. They need to be set at the right depth. Here we're actually going a little deeper because there's so much water coming down this hill. We need an area and a place to collect that water and let it get into our system. So you can see creating that bowl is needed to collect all that water as it comes down that hill. It's very important to get that at the right depth. You can see we've also removed quite a bit of soil here, and we're continuing to work. It's only about 9:30, and we've left a small amount here. We're going to pull a little bit more of that away, but we need that berm for that water to follow our line and drop into the catch basins, and you can see them as we walk down through there. Remember, when you're collecting immediate surface water runoff, you need catch basins, and this has already got some slope, some downhill fall from that low spot in the backyard out here to the street. And what we're doing is we're creating a place for that water to go. It'll be even better. You can see our line, it goes all the way out and through the sidewalk. Something that homeowners could easily do themselves, but I would suggest that you rent a machine, whether it be an excavator or a trencher. I think the trencher does a great job, and it knocks this job out in just a matter of, a few hours. Okay, so next we're going to go ahead and cut the curb. I already cut the walk, and now I'm cutting a V into the curb. This is a half round curb, and I've showed this many times. I've sped the video up here just to get through it because it's just noisy and loud and dusty. But half round curbs, I usually make a V cut, and that allows that water to come really nice out here to the street. So we're almost done. We're basically going to lay this last section of pipe, and we'll go ahead and backfill. We'll put some more concrete across the driveway, finish that off. It'll look really good. And we're done here. This is something that you guys could do yourselves if you want to tackle the project. It's a pretty good sized project. 300 feet of 6-inch is a lot of pipe. In addition to that long 6-inch line, we also installed downspout drains here on the same job. And this is still the same day. The downspout drain is the most important part of your rainwater drainage system. Your roof gathers so much water during a 1-inch rainfall, just a 1-inch rainfall. It's gathering 1,160 gallons for every 2,000 square feet of roof. That is a lot of water. And if it's just draining out onto the ground, it's just going to go right back into your crawl space or your basement. It'll come right back. Even in a yard like this one that has very little fall, we can run 4-inch solid pipe and move that water out and away from this foundation. We're going to join several downspouts together. We're also going to add a catch basin in the lowest portion of this section of the yard, which is right by that gate. That's pretty normal. You're going to find all the time that water is going to collect where you walk, and that's going to be right where you stand and open the gate. That will become a low spot. So whether you do this job yourself or you pay a contractor to come in and do it like we're doing, make sure that you have a good plan, and you should know what your drainage issues are. Hey, this is Chuck with Apple Drains, reminding you that if you believe you can do something, I guarantee you can do it. Have a great day.